Hi, guys.
Hi,
Thank you for
guys.
socially distancing over there.
Are you enjoying your pretend drinks?
They're gorgeous.
Good.
Yeah.
It'd be good if it was real.
What are you drinking there, Nikki?
I think it looks like Ribena in water.
I wouldn't.
Yes, that's exactly what you're
Well
drinking.
done.
That you'd be
Yeah.
correct. And what do you think of the view over there?
You mean this view?
Yes, that
this
view. Oh.
This view is not so bad. This view is not bad either, but I must admit, on a cold, nearly winter's night, this is okay. But I feel like we're isn't this un-PC? Like if this was a woman, everyone would be like, oh, we're shaming.
Oh no, once I had a woman standing downstairs rubbing me in the crutch. And I was like, if I was mandering that woman, that wouldn't be allowed, but it happened to me, I felt violated,
Well,
Nikki.
look, do you know what? Speaking of stiff ones, I think it's time for you to see and chat to Australia's top sexpert. What do you
Shan't
reckon?
we please welcome
Think we
Nikki
shall?
Goldstein?
Right, I'm going to bugger off.
Time for you to rack off. She's got to do the cleaning, Nikki. Thank you for joining us tonight. Do you need a pandemic, do you?
Yes.
Oh, she's
Everywhere I
fucking
go.
useless, doll.
No, but
Do
when
you- It looks like she does the work, but you should see her once we've gone. She just sits down there.
Okay, well,
she
let's-
gets on the grinder.
Oh, well, maybe I really do need her running around with me.
And, being the month of masturbation, that's all she's been doing.
Exactly. One more day to go.
What, can you take? Because I was doing a bit of YouTubing of you today, and then I saw May, the month of masturbation. Can you talk about that? Because I love to masturbate.
Well, there's this all fancy story about some politician in America that was fired because she was promoting masturbation in schools in the sex education program. So, of course, when that happened, everyone went, well, let's turn this into Masturbation Month and make it a celebration and a protest about masturbation. So it's kind of an excuse every May for every sexologist, sex shop, sex toy brand to kind of be able to say, hey, guys, masturbate for May.
Hey guys, let's masturbate.
I feel like it should be like a fundraiser. Like, when
Oh,
you had
totally.
to walk a certain kilometres, it should be like you have to masturbate so many times and we raise money.
Oh my
and-
God, I'd be a millionaire.
Yeah.
So I believe you've just recently done a podcast helping people with dating. Is
I
that true?
have.
Can you tell me about that?
Well, I was very lucky to work with your beautiful Mike,
Yes, give it up for Mike.
who was also not just a producer, but I think there's an inner sexologist in him, a dating expert as well.
I call that a bottom.
Yeah. So, in a nutshell, they actually gave us real human beings to put onto dates, and Mike and I had a lot of fun by recording their dates to really analyse what was going on, what their dating styles, what their barriers were, and then we created some activities to help them form connections with real people.
Oh, Dale, you'd have a field day with me. I've got the walls.
But this is what it was all about. What we found, instead of teaching them like tips and tricks and ways to date,
love that.
everybody had this wall up in some way, whether it was nerves, anxiety, this fear of being vulnerable. We had some great people that were being very overly sexual, and you would think, well, maybe there's nothing wrong with that, but they were on a dating podcast wanting to form a connection. So that already gives you an inkling to, there's something going on there.
That just says to me psycho murder when they're like that. I just think, I'm going to be dead before the end of the night.
Well, I must admit, our favourite dater was somebody that straight away on date says to his dates, so would you have sex with me?
Well, I suppose it's true, because you get it out of the way.
Well, that's what his reason was. He believed that if you weren't attracted to him enough to potentially have sex with him afterwards, then what was the point of sitting on the rest of the day?
But I don't find that sexual. I think that's just being upfront.
It's upfront, but then there's no room for a deeper connection and for the emotional attraction as well as the superficial. So if you're just looking for one night stands, then great. If you're not attracted to someone in the first 5 seconds.
Yeah, 'cause that's really... Do you think someone would change their mind whether they thought, oh, I don't find him attractive, but they could change and suddenly find they'd want to have sex with him?
I think you can. I actually
Yeah.
think this whole stage at the moment, dating is having a real shake-up, and we're looking at connections, how we feel about someone, how someone makes us feel, do they make us laugh, rather than do they look like our beautiful bartender behind there, which I'm, sure
There's
he's a great
nothing wrong
date.
with that, Obama. Speaking of grinder. And I believe we've got a little bit of your podcast here to have a listen to.
Oh, good.
I seem to date the same guy over and over again, like just a different name.
I don't want to compromise just because I want a relationship.
I don't have a fear of being rejected. My fear is being alone.
In this series, my mission is to discover what is preventing us from forming real connections and to start mending our fractured dating culture.
Yeah. Would you like to speak about that particular one?
There was one of the ones there that we actually didn't know, because normally, when you're putting people on a podcast, you know something about them. And there was something that she revealed that we didn't know about her, which was that she's a fatagram on the weekends. And I wish you could have seen Mike and mine's faces when we're all mic'd up and we're listening in onto this date going on. And I think I was perving at the sound guy that we had that day. And all of a sudden she says to this guy, on the weekends, I'm in the adult entertainment industry. And I'm thinking, this wasn't in her bio. Then she says, I'm a fatagram and a plus-size stripper. And I was like, oh, my God.
Oh, my God, a story's just coming into my head, and I don't know if I should share it. And it's not mine to share, but I really want to share it.
I think you should.
Oh, should I really? Yeah. I know someone that invited, they won't name names, they would have sex with McDonald's burger and root the burger.
Oh, okay.
Have you heard of that before?
No, but we
I've heard
have
of
a
fatagrams.
saying.
Have you heard rooting a McDonald's burger?
I haven't, but if it floats your boat. Now, we have a saying in
They don't call it a
sexology.
Happy Meal for nothing.
Don't yuck someone else's yum, right? And in this sense, this is a real yum.
Yeah, and you know what I always say?
Technically.
I always think if you're not harming anyone, what you do is nobody's business.
Yes, exactly.
As long as you're causing no harm, that's what I think.
As long as it's consensual and you're not
Yes.
harming yourself or someone else. And this is where, as a society, we need to drop this idea of the normal
I
sex,
agree.
what we should be doing, and more empower the individual to say, well, let's work out what you want and what desires
I
that you have and how that works in your everyday life.
Because with that becomes shame. And that's why I think what you're saying is really great. Because as I just said before, if you're not harming anyone, you should be allowed to stick this up your ass if you want to. Because let's face it, I got
it
a
does
few.
have a flared base, right? Let's get technical. It has a flared base and you're not going to lose it. So if it goes missing, we may know where it ends up tonight.
Nikki?
Maybe I'll pass on that one.
I find you so fascinating. Is there any other sex advice you could give me before I go?
Lube.
Lube, always lube.
I just feel like it's the one thing that people don't talk about enough, even when we have a
the
look
gays
at...
do.
Well, I know the gays do, but let's have a look at safer sex practices for starters, right? Let's talk about lube and condoms.
Yes.
Because when we are teaching, youth to use condoms, we don't talk about what types of lube, and also that if you use a little bit of lube in the tip and on the outside, it reduces the friction, which is going to reduce the chance of it breaking. So, when they're teaching kids to put condoms on bananas and all sorts of weird things, where's the lube in that? Like, there should be a little sachet of lube as well. So, lube.
Yes,
And
lube,
obviously
lube,
for
lube,
other
lube,
reasons.
lube, lube. And do you know what? Because I sing a lot of parodies. Do you know what my favourite word to sing in a parody is? Penis.
Penis.
I've got a penis. It's such a great lyric to sing.
Really?
Do you love the word penis?
Recently, I really like the word smegma because it freaks everybody out.
Smegma's a real word, isn't it? I personally love cock because it feels really good in the mouth.
To say or
Oh,
to
both.
take in? Yeah.
Cock and cock. Say it. Give it a go.
Cock and cock.
See, it feels really-
but this is a word I normally say in my job, so it doesn't shock me to say it.
But it's not about shocking. It just feels fucking good.
I know. No, penis, cock,
No,
cock.
penis, it's so technical. It's like penis. Like, this is a penis. This is a cock. It's got meat to it. It feels hearty. It feels like you've had a meal.
You've had a cock.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
you're satisfied. Do you like cock?
I don't know about that. In fact, when you close these curtains, I'll tell these boys.
Okay, this is turning into a different kind of show. But ladies and gentlemen, during the week, I don't know if you know this, Nikki, but there's fucking ghosts in this place.
Ooh.
So I had to contact Carla from Bankstown.
Oh.
And she's a media. What do they call them?
Medium.
Medium, like psycho sort of thing. I don't know what the fuck she does.
Psychic or psycho?
Psycho, I think. But I called her and this is what happened.